Want to share information, so let's invite more people into the system and use permissions and teams so they can see and do the right things. So we're going to add someone to the system. We go into the admin tab and you can see mine is the only name here because it's a new system, and it's possible to be active, I'm active, or disable someone if you want to remove them from the system. So we're going to go ahead now and click on the Invite User button. This lets us enter an email address, which is where the invitation will be sent, a first name, a last name, and choose the language which that person will want to receive all their messages in. It can be either English or German. Let's choose English. Now let's have a look at what we want John Smith to be able to do within the system. So these are the permissions that we're going to give him. He's a manager, and so we want him to be able to view the reports as they come in from his department and then assign actions and track them through to completion. So let's give him the viewing and actions permission. The other permissions are more specialist to do with setting up the Proactively system, so we haven't given them to John Smith, but let's just look down them. App Design lets you use the drag and drop form builder so you can change the questions that are going to appear in the mobile app. Admin lets you move a user into a different team and then assign which forms that team can see. The owner invites people into the system. So this could have financial implications, so it's probably only a few people that have that responsibility. And if you're watching this video, then probably this is you. Some forms collect confidential information, for example, people's name, in an encrypted question, and these can only be viewed by people with this View Confidential permission. Now, only the owner can assign View Confidential permission. Only people with the owner permission will be able to see the owner and View Confidential boxes here on the permissions list. Lastly, there's the Can View Draft Forms box. Now, when you're designing forms and testing them, you'll only want certain people to be able to see them. So tick this box then. Now let's scroll down and have a look at the different teams that John Smith will be associated with. So the team roles are listed down the left-hand side. Registered users is everyone who is logged into the system with an email and a password. So what we're doing in this video is inviting registered users, and John Smith will be a registered user. A QR code user has got the mobile app and linked to your company using a QR code. They only have a very limited range of things they can do, so they can just use the mobile app, but they can't view any of the information that's in the system, and they can't join the more specialist teams. This company currently has two specialist teams, a Swiss team and a UK team. So depending on where you're based will depend on which team you're in. Now, the Swiss teams are only able to see data from Swiss teams and not able to see anything that has come from the UK team. So we managed to separate the data and keep it confidential in this way. Going across the top, you can see the team roles. So a member of a team is able to get those team forms on their mobile app. A leader of the team is entitled to receive the notifications that come from that team. And if you're not a member, then you're nothing to do with that team at all. So let's go ahead and invite John Smith to the teams. Now, we've already said that he's a registered user because he'll be logged in with his username and password, and he's based in the UK. So let's make him a member of the UK team. This means he'll see the UK forms and the registered users forms on his mobile app, but he's not entitled to receive any of the notifications. Let's go ahead and press the invite button, and then John Smith will receive an email invitation. Let's have a quick look back at the admin tab, and we can see that John Smith is now listed here as pending because he hasn't yet completed his setting up of a password. If there is any issue with that, then you can resend the invite. And for permissions, we can see that John Smith has been set up as a user, so he has the ability to view reports and set and track actions. Whereas Alison Hind has got all the permissions. She's able to user, admin, design, and owner. Just before we leave this admin bar, I'll show you that you can search for users by typing their name into the search box, looking at the status, or looking at the permissions. So John Smith now receives an email and clicks to complete the setup. He puts in a password and then is taken straight into the system. In the Admin tab, John Smith is now shown as active, and if he leaves the company, you're able to disable him. At any time, someone with admin permission can click on his name and then change his permissions or change the teams that he's a member of. And then at the end, press save. Notice now that John has user and design permissions and it has been updated successfully.